Hello, we're trying to give you guys a little bit of an update here on our plans for the eventual reopening up of the church. You've heard recent reports, of course, from the governor, the attorney general about what they're planning on doing as far as our cities go and the state of Texas. Now, this Sunday coming up here, May the 3rd, we'll be still doing Facebook Live. We'll also be having our services posted on YouTube in the afternoon. If you choose to view our service at home, then please consider starting a watch party and sharing the service with your friends and your family. Okay, so now, again, we are legally able to have services in churches across Texas. Even now, we have been in the past few weeks, but especially this coming weekend. We're still choosing, though, and deciding to take and listen to the consensus of churches across our entire city and our state, and listening to the people of our congregation, listening to our leaders of our church, and also being sensitive to all the people who live around our churches who are watching us as well. So before I expound a little bit here, the bottom line is you're allowed to reopen your churches this coming Sunday, and there are some guidelines that those churches that will be reopening are actually supposed to follow. Some of those are the older folks that are like 60 years old and older are encouraged to remain at home because they're more susceptible to receiving the virus. Social distancing is still in place within the church walls, 6 feet apart. Family units together is okay, but families need to be 6 feet apart from other families or singles. Nurseries are strongly discouraged because it's almost impossible to social distance children and nurseries and the workers that are there as well. There's also, we're going to be sanitizing before and after every service when we do reopen. All churches that reopen are doing that, will be doing that as well. Children's ministry is not recommended there because, again, it's very, very difficult to have social distancing with children. Their activities are together. They don't understand being 6 feet apart, and it's a very, very tough thing to do. They're also recommending people wear masks when they come back together in churches. And that's going to be an individual decision on people as well when that happens. We're looking at, again, now this coming Sunday, May the 3rd, ourselves, where we don't really plan on doing anything different than we have been doing the past several weeks. We plan on still being on Facebook, on YouTube, filming there. Fortunately, we have most of our praise team is back because our platform is big enough for our praise team members to social distance and be 6 feet apart. So there'll be, we'll be doubling the number of songs sung from 2 to more like 4. So our worship time will be a little bit longer, which we're glad about that as well. And most of our worship team is back singing and playing as well on the worship team. Beyond this May the 3rd, May the 10th is Mother's Day. We are planning some things right now, special things for the mothers that will not include them having to be in the church building. Because if we actually invited all the mothers to come to the church, that would mean bringing their children there. The nurseries won't be opened. And so it's not really fair that the mothers that they take and go back and watch their children in the nursery during Mother's Day service. And so we're not really going to encourage mothers to be there on Mother's Day, but there'll be something happening like we did on Easter, perhaps something similar to that, for a drive-through, for gifts being given and things of that nature to honor our mothers on Mother's Day. On May 17th, that's 2 weeks from this coming Sunday, we'll still be meeting with our leadership, making decisions with them. There'll be more decisions made by our government. We'll kind of see what the virus is doing. Is it leveling off? Is it going backwards? And just watch that for sure. So we really can't make a definite statement today about May the 17th. And then May the 24th, toward the latter part of the month, there'll be more possibility there to actually reopen the church with chairs spaced out apart for social distancing. And we might be allowed to have folks invited to come who want to come at their own risk at that point on May 24th. And so we'll make announcements about that as well. We're going to still have to be watching the virus and watching our leadership at the same time. And for sure, we hope to have everything up and going by the end of May. There's 5 Sundays in May, May 31st into June as well. Okay, so we're not trying to rush into this. We don't feel there's a real need to take and work by pressure and try to rush into something we might regret later on. We'd like to have a nice time to come together and celebrate in due time. But for right now, we're just going to take and kind of wade in the shallows and kind of go deeper and deeper, little by little, until we see that our society, our culture, our cities are doing the kind of same things together. We don't want to be like a lone ranger and just kind of do our own thing to try to show off our faith or whatever else in that realm. Another thing we need to also consider is the perception of people outside of our church. We have many eyes watching us. We're on a very busy road in front of our church. We have people that are living around us. They're watching us to see what we're doing. We don't want to be the person that offends people around us, do offensive things that would actually drive them away in the future. And so we're trying to be sensitive to their needs. I'm not sure just how much gloves and masks and social distancing really is doing, but we'll do what we can do ourselves for the perception for people that have sometimes got what some others would call weaker faith or whatever, to see that and to see that we're doing what we can do ourselves to be sensitive to their needs, their desires, and to make it as calm as we could be. I'm reading from Psalms 23 on Sundays, and talks here about how Jesus leads us beside still waters and in green pastures. So we're trying to make that perception for the people that are watching us. Green pastures, still waters, and not trying to take them and be on the edge to where it looks like we're being dangerous or irresponsible or insensitive to the society around us as well. So when we finally do reopen our church up, it'll be your decision if you decide to come or not come. And I suggest that you take and make that decision, of course, with your own family and folks around you together. Nobody will be under pressure to be back at church. We're not going to try to twist any arms or try to make you be there. It will be your choice as volunteers. But I do pray, do hope we're going to see this virus keep on reversing. I think we're seeing the worst of us over myself. And we hope to see all you guys there in person as soon as possible. And if you have any questions, again, keep on calling us, texting us, sending emails to us. We'll answer any question we can. God bless you, folks. Look forward to keeping in touch with you guys, and try to come into the teaching tonight if you could on Wednesday night on prayer. And I'll be back on Sunday morning, of course, as well for the service. So God bless you. We will keep in touch.